Hi, so in this video is going to be different than any of my other videos. Of course, you guys probably already saw the 5 beautiful young children in my intro, because this video is going to be all about providing awareness for bullying. So the 5 children who were victims of bullying, they all died either by the hands of their bulliers or they died due to suicide. So you have Monty Jackson, I think that's how you say her name. She was 13 years old. She was from Texas, and she got into a school fight where supposedly, allegedly, they kicked her in the head, causing her to have several injuries, and she died shortly after. You have Ryan Wright, who was 9 years old, from South Carolina, who also died shortly after a fight. So far, from what I read in the article, none of the people who were involved in the fight have not been faced with any charges or any disciplinary actions besides being briefly suspended from school. And then you have Jamal Miles, who was a 9-year-old boy who committed suicide. I want to say he was from Denver, Colorado. He was supposedly came out as being gay, and then he got to school, got tormented, and ultimately took his life. You have a 15-year-old boy, Nigel Shelby, who was from Alabama, who also got bullied for being gay in school. He took his life. The teenager was described as being full of light. And then you have Michael Martin, who is a boy from Michigan, where I'm from. Not that I'm that important in this, but he was 13 years old. He actually got bullied on a school bus for being overweight. And I just could not take it, okay? As someone who grew up being bullied, I don't understand it. I don't know who fault it is. I don't know if it's the parents' fault, if it's the school fault, the kids who are doing the bullying. What is going on internally inside their home where they feel like it's okay to, abuse kids, or to abuse each other, rather, to hit each other that viciously that you're kicking someone in the head and they're ultimately dying as a result of that. And then what audacity do you have to dictate someone how they live their life? And what on God's green earth does that have anything to do with you? And I think that bullying comes from insecurity. I think that a lot of people want your life or want some type of aspect of who you are, your essence, and they don't know how to get that on their own, so they bully people to feel good about themselves. I just want to say sorry to the families. I want to send my deepest condolences to the family. I know what it's like to be bullied. I made it through, okay? And I wish they would have gave themselves the opportunity to make it through, to know what it's like to go to work for 8 hours and not like somebody. Not saying I'm throwing shade at anybody, but that is a craft that you learn over time, to deal with people that you don't like, deal with people that don't agree with your lifestyle, deal with people that you don't agree with their lifestyle, and be professional and work. And it's like, that shit doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, that shit does not matter. When it comes down to it, everybody's going to grow up. Everybody's going to have their own life. Everybody's going to have their own family. Everybody's going to have their own struggles. And nobody's going to be worried about what they did to little Billy or what happened to me, right? I'm not worried about it. Even though, part of that shaped who I am today, I know that I have people in my life who are my ride or dies. And I know that I am better than all of that. I know that it's irrelevant. I remember, and it's sad because a lot of times, and another side note, a lot of times you're bullied by people who look just like you. Like when I was growing up, I was told, you know, that I look like a gorilla, or I look like a monkey, or I was too black. Like there was a boy who literally, and I can't even remember his name because that's how irrelevant these people are. So if you're watching this video and you're being bullied now, like guess what? You're probably not even going to remember your bullier's name. And if you do, forget that shit, okay? Because they're probably off doing some living some mediocre life, okay? That doesn't have, and that's totally irrelevant to what you're doing, okay? And even if they're successful, fuck them. That's how I feel, right? I'm upset, okay? I am really, really upset. So, like, my bullying story came from I was probably like, I don't know, second, third grade. I was elementary school, obvious, right? And when I was growing up, I was really like one of those type of kids who did not see nothing wrong with the world, even though people probably did stuff all around me. And you have that sense of like innocence, and you know, and you're like, everything is rainbow and butterflies. I know for me, like, I never was a hateful person. I always was like the sweetest person, looking out for other people, trying to do what's right. And you know, people wanted to steal my shine, like, and I realize now that people wanted to steal my shine, but I didn't know it then. I'm like, why do you hate me? You know, one time I got my glasses, I couldn't see, like, I cannot see, okay? I cannot see, like, I'm blind as a bat, okay? One of the girls literally stole my like ripped my glasses off my face and threw them in the bushes, okay? And I'm like crying to my brother, and he's like, why you let them take your glasses? Like, that's stupid. Like, and I'm like, dude, what am I supposed to do? You know, and I got bullied worse than that. I mean, they would lock me in the stall, and they would stand behind the stall, and I was a little bitty thing. I probably was like, I was tiny, I was skinny, and I'd be pushing on the door till eventually I fall through the door, because they finally decided that they were going to move. And then like, they would make me like hit my head. Like one time I remember like being on the ground, being pushed to the ground, and them like bagging me. I was under the sink, if that makes any sense. And when I went to stand up, I hit my head on the sink because I was I didn't realize that they had like cornered me so much, where I was like bagging myself into a corner, that I was like under the sink on hands and knees. And when I finally got to stand up, you know, I hit my head on the sink, and that time was very, very, very difficult for me. So I'm not gonna ever say that, you know, the kids who chose to kill themselves, like, you know, that they were weak, because they're kids. You can't expect kids to have the same rationalization that, you know, adults have. And even adults fall victim to, you know, having suicide thoughts or committing suicide themselves. But I don't know, I just want to figure out a way where I can encourage, you know, children and kids and teenagers and that's going through being bullied for whatever reason it is that they're being bullied. Because that, being bullied because you're gay, or being bullied because you're overweight, or being bullied like because whatever reason, is so much, it's nonsense. And there's so many like bigger and better things that's going to come in your life, and they won't even get to enjoy like prom, or you won't get to enjoy, you know, getting married and having a family, if that's what you want to do. You want to enjoy going to college and starting a career. They're going to miss out on so much because they just didn't have the strength. And I want to give them the strength. I want to encourage parents to pay better attention to their children, you know. And if their kids tell you like, you know, they're being bullied, ask them like, you know, can you handle it? Do you want me to take you out of the school? Do you want to get homeschooled? Like, I mean, sometimes you have to know your child, know what they can take. And I know my mom knew that I could take it, and I was able to take it, and I have continued to take a lot of mess. and rise above it and always come out on the other end of the spectrum. But I'm going to end this video right now. I want you guys to like, comment, subscribe, share, you know, if you will. This video I'm going to end with nothing but, you know, peace and love to everyone. And I'm tired of seeing senseless, you know, deaths because of bullying. So spread the message. Say no to bullying. That's it. Peace.